Today is 26th of August 2013 and I'm in Trivandrum to talk to Mr. Nambi Narayanan. As you well know, I've come here to talk to you about the role of Mr. Shreekumar in the mess he created for the ISRO spy scandal case. And since your life was very deeply marred by it, and I believe you're fighting it also legally, I would like you to tell me that story.
Yeah, as you know very well.
No, please don't take anything for granted because a lot of people have forgotten. So I would like you to tell the story from the start, assuming that people know or remember nothing.
No, that's a long story. So,
but I don't mind listening to the long stories.
Anyway, I'll try to be as explanatory as possible, but at the same time try to brief it. Actually, this is called ISRO spy case. The charge was that some of us joined together and transfer technology to enemy countries. Rocket technology.
Rocket technology.
Yeah.
And you were on the verge of a major launch.
No, actually I have done that launch already and we were trying to do the... You see, to explain it is going to take time, but still let me tell you. My aim was to equip this country powerful as far as space power goes. Now you become space power only when you are capable of launching the geosynchronous launch vehicles. Geosynchronous launch vehicles.
Okay.
Geosynchronous launch vehicle means that you are capable of throwing a geosynchronous satellite which is stationed at a height of 36,000 kilometers. For example, today's telecommunications, television transmission, telephone, almost all the communication needs are coming through the so-called geosynchronous. And all the countries are after such a requirement, so it's a huge commercial business. Now, in the year 1994, the total business estimated on this core alone is on the geosynchronous launch vehicle, geosynchronous satellite launch, to around about 300 to 350 billion dollars. That is a kind of business. Now, as far as I am concerned, I was trying to equip India for that. So,
and what was the exact post you occupied at that time?
Oh, it was a large number of posts. I was actually project director for the second stage of PSLV, that is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. And then I was also the project director for the fourth stage of PSLV. And then I was project director for the cryogenic project, which is the one which is going for the GSLV. Then, of course, I was Deputy Director, Liquid Propulsion System Center. I was Associate Project Director for PSLV and GSLV, etc., etc. A lot of things are there. But in essence, the problem was I was instrumental in developing liquid propulsion systems, which primarily consists of two things. One is the so-called earth storable propellants. Another one.
What storable?
Earth storable.
Earth.
That means, you can store it under room temperature. The propellants. And another one is cryogenic. The cryogenics are storable at sub-zero temperatures. The cryogenic means it is also liquid propellant, but you have a higher energy. The energy index for the liquid propulsion is something like 290 seconds, we say, in terms of seconds. Actually, it is kilogram second per kilogram. And the liquid cryogenics will have an energy level of 460. So that's the kind of difference. Now, if you want to be economical, if you want to be cost-wise effective, then you need to have the cryogenic systems. And the class, the weight which we need to launch is in the order of about 4 tons.
4 tons?
4 tons of satellite. So we were working towards that. And I was instrumental on the liquid propulsion side. See, to reach this capability, you need solid propulsion, you need the liquid propulsion, you need the cryogenic, then you need control guidance, then you need electronics, computers, instrumentation, then you need the launch pads, handling infrastructures, etc., etc. I was looking up, the propulsion systems are primarily two. solid and liquid. So I was taking care of almost half of it in terms of the capability. Now we have achieved very neatly without much of a problem on the earth storable propellant, and we had signed an agreement with Russia on the cryogenic.
On the cryogenic.
Yeah. And as you know, Russia is a very friendly country, so we were trying to achieve that target. And the contract was signed around 1991, and we were supposed to have the technology and the capability by 99 or 2000. That's about 9 years.
Okay.
And this problem started, the so-called spy case started during the year 94. Now, the whole thing, if you look at it in a different angle, if we are capable of having the cryogenic technology, then we become a space power. Now, already in the business, you have only of course, you have the Russia and China, and America and France. These are the basically 4 countries. Out of that, Russia and China are not very much in the commercial side due to different problems, policies and stuff like that. The commercial side, only America and France were thriving it. Now, if we were successful, we would become the 3rd commercial country in the world. So, we were trying to achieve that start. And this business is purely geopolitical pricing. See, even if you give a free launch, the enemy countries won't come to you.
The enemy countries will not come to
you. Even if you charge very heavily, friendly countries will not go away from you. And there are other strategies like, every country would like to put, for example, a spy satellite. A spy satellite is one which will be used to watch the movements on the ground. Now, you don't do it for an enemy country, this kind of a launch. So you ask what is the satellite, what is that you have there, and you have to go through this test, that test and all. So it's a very, interesting business. So it is like this, you get into a railway compartment which is already full of crowd, but you are not able to get in because everybody says, no, there is no space. But somehow you manage to get in. Then what happens? You join the crowd and then stopping other people from entering in. This is what the space business is. So America, France, they were monopolizing doing this launch. Even today we are getting it launched. Originally we got it launched by Americans and then by French.